Have you ever wondered if Middleburg Heights, Ohio is the right place for you to live? I'm going to share some crucial reasons why you might want to think twice before making that move. These points are eye-opening and could save you from making a huge mistake. What's up, guys? Anthony Esposito with eXp Realty, your local expert right here in the Cleveland, Ohio area. I've helped countless people navigate through this real estate market, and if you need help as well, you could either contact me directly here, call, text, email, or if you'd rather, you can go into my description below, click on my calendar link, and book a call with me, whatever's convenient for you. If at any point you get any value from this video, smash the like button, it's greatly appreciated, or drop a comment down below. Let me know what you feel about Middleburg Heights itself. But without further ado, let's get into these reasons why you may want to reconsider moving to Middleburg Heights. So first, just a little backstory about Middleburg Heights. It is a suburb to Cleveland. It's about 10-12 miles southwest. It's just over 8 square miles, so it's not a big city, and the population is only around 16,000. So one of the first downsides to Middleburg Heights obviously is going to be the weather itself. It's closer to Lake Erie. It's, like I said, it's only around 10-12 miles south of Cleveland. Cleveland is right there on Lake Erie. So, summer is fantastic here in Northeast Ohio. The winter, however, granted, in the past few years, it hasn't been terrible, but we can get hammered with some lake effect snow. And if that's something that you don't want to deal with, being closer to the lake, you're just going to get, heavier amounts of snow. So that might be something that you want to consider. And, the temperature-wise, it does get frigid here. So be prepared for that. But ultimately, that lake effect snow, you're closer to the lake, it's just going to hammer down even more. If you don't want to be driving in those conditions, because us here in Northeast Ohio, we learn how to drive in them, but it can get bad and sketchy. Be prepared for that. Be prepared to get snowed in at times, and just have that in the back of your mind when making that move. Next on the list is going to be the nightlife and entertainment. And sure, Middleburg Heights is a great place for families. However, if you're seeking that nightlife, it's really lacking in that aspect of things. And if you're someone like me, if you prefer to go out and be entertained, you don't necessarily always want to drive, a long distance, especially if you're going to have a couple drinks here and there. You want to play it safe. You don't want to put yourself in a bad position. And sure, they have some great bar and grills. They're home to Fathead's Brewery. They have an escape room and axe throwing combo. They have laser tag for the kids. But there's really not a whole lot to do. You are going to go to surrounding cities, and granted, you're close to Cleveland, but you may not like the city scene of things. You might want a little bit more laid back. So you're going to have to travel elsewhere, because Middleburg Heights just does not have that nightlife if that's what you're looking for. Another downside is the public transportation. Because it is mostly residential, there's not a lot of spots to get that public transportation. They do have it, obviously, but it's just lacking. And if you're someone that relies solely on that, it's going to be difficult to, navigate yourself to those, bus stops for the RTA and, get to those locations without dealing with, a long walk, a long bike ride, however you need to get to that public transportation spot. So you want to keep that in mind, because again, the winters get frigid. There could be a lot of snow. Spring, there's a ton of rain throughout all of spring. And then, obviously summer, if you're not really big into the hot, humid weather, you're going to be walking or biking to that, and it could just get frustrating and gross. So if you are one of those people that need that public transportation, think twice about moving to Middleburg Heights and go to one of the surrounding cities that have far more, pickups and drop-offs. Another downside to Middleburg Heights is the aging infrastructure. Now, you may think to yourself, like, bridges, roads, things of that nature. Which, yes, that is a factor. Not so much bridges, but there's a lot of roads, especially Bagley Road. It needs a ton of work. You drive over it and it's just, you're bouncing up and down. So be prepared for the construction at some point, who knows when, of them actually correcting that. It can lead to more maintenance cost on your vehicles driving over some of the worst roads that are out there. It will mess up your suspension. Take that into consideration. However, Middleburg Heights is a little bit of a older kind of community. There's homes that are aged, so you also have to keep in mind the maintenance costs and the upkeep on your home itself. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of great homes in Middleburg Heights, a lot of really nice old ones that are there. A bunch of them are getting a ton of updates and things of that nature. But you got to have that in mind when, purchasing a home. You need to take in consideration the age of the home, the age of your HVAC system, the roof. There's a lot of different maintenance costs that can go into it. And then with the infrastructure itself, the sewer lines, how old are the plumbing lines? How old are, the public sewer lines? There's a lot of variables that can go into owning a home and getting into one of those older communities, an older house. These could be a concern for some of you that are out there looking for a house itself, which leads me into the housing, aspect of Middleburg Heights. Again, it is a great community to, live in for families, things of that, but just like anywhere else, it has downsides. There are a lot of downsides to it. Homes being one of them. If you're looking for a newer kind of development, Middleburg Heights isn't the place to go. They have the old style neighborhoods that are, quiet, nice, but there is a lot of, traffic coming through because of the area that it's in. And you're looking at a median home price of a little less than $300,000, which is really good in today's world. However, Middleburg Heights is 74% higher than the national average for home expenses. And that is because of the age of, the community, of the homes. So it can be, I don't want to say it will be, but it can be, a costly investment on your part. And you really got to do your due diligence and, make sure if you are going to move to Middleburg Heights, get those home inspections and find out exactly what is wrong or, what to expect with the home itself. And another downside to living in Middleburg Heights, where you're located, you're close to Parma, you're close to Brook Park, you're close to Cleveland. That's going to bring you close to industrial. And that's going to bring air pollution, and it's going to bring noise level up. You also got the airport that's close by, so that's going to bring noise as well. Which, granted, it could become white noise, but just be prepared. The pollution is going to be in the air. Your air quality is going to be low. And in Northeast Ohio, it's already poor air quality a lot of times during the July and August months just because of how hot and humid it gets. Now you're adding pollution into the air from all the industrial that are in the area. You got the GM plant, the Ford plant, all the, the steel plants that are downtown Cleveland. There's a lot of areas that are just polluting the air quality. So if you have asthma or, any type of, lung issue, breathing issue, have that in the back of your mind. You're not going to get the greatest air quality. You're going to want to get further away from that industrial scene. And if you really don't want to hear the noise of the airport and the added noise level due to all of those, industrial buildings that are around, think twice about moving to Middleburg Heights. Now, another aspect about Middleburg Heights is the vacant buildings that are in the area. There are a lot of them. And yes, obviously they try to repurpose and develop, all the vacancies that they have. But if businesses aren't coming in, they're not coming in. and it costs more to just demolish stuff. So there's going to be buildings that are sitting. They are repurposing some of them, but it's going to take some time to really catch up. If that is a deal breaker for you, well, now you know Middleburg Heights has those vacancies that are out there. Another major issue that you want to consider is there are parts of Middleburg Heights that have flooding issues. When, you know, some of these stronger storms move in, the stronger rainstorms, people have issues with flooding. It's not all of Middleburg Heights, but if you are planning on living there, make sure you check out the flood zone and see, you know, where it's at, and also find out from the homeowner if they've ever had any issues with flooding. And if they have, do they have a sump pump in place for it to prevent, you know, that massive flooding? Because that can be a costly expense, even, you know, going through insurance, dealing with that hassle, but you lose a lot of stuff. There's a lot of damage. It's just a massive headache, and it can just cause more damage to your foundation. Now, I will say, though, there is one plus, like big plus, to living in Middleburg Heights, and that is you are close to Southwest General Hospital. It is a phenomenal hospital that's right there. It's located right on Bagley Road, and, you know, it's close proximity. They do a lot of great stuff there. You know, obviously their main campus is downtown for university, and then you got the Cleveland Clinic for their main campus downtown Cleveland, so you're not too far away from that, which is good. However, if you do go to university hospitals, they have one of their major ones. It is a very, you know, big spot. My kids were born there. They can do like anything and everything there as far as I know, you know, surgeries, all sorts of stuff. So you don't got to really travel far. So that is an added bonus. But the last, you know, bad thing about Middleburg Heights I can say about it is the traffic. 71 is the main highway to get anywhere, you know, out of Middleburg Heights for the highways. Bagley Road gets jam-packed. The traffic is horrendous during rush hour. If you're outside of rush hour, it's fine. But if you're trying to go, you know, out to eat, dinner time, if you're trying to, you know, get to work, whatever the case is, be prepared. Traffic on Bagley Road is terrible. And if you have to take 71 to get to your job, especially if you work in Cleveland and you're traveling north in the morning, it's terrible in the morning. You got to give yourself plenty of time. Coming home, it's backed up every single day, Monday through Friday, rush hour. It's just a nightmare. So I'd love to hear from you, whether you live in Middleburg Heights or you're planning on moving there, or you thought about moving there. Drop a comment down below. Let me know how you feel about the city, how you feel about, you know, the negatives, if it's something that will impact your decision, or if it's something that you can care less about. If you got any value from this, smash the like button. It is greatly appreciated. Don't forget to click subscribe, turn notifications on so you can see all my latest updates of, you know, everything real estate surrounding the Cleveland area, including property tours. And as always, if you're considering a move or want personalized advice with navigating the real estate market, or have any questions regarding the market, feel free to contact me here directly, call, text, email, or you can go in the description below, click on my calendar link, book a call with me. Either way, I'd love to help you out like I have many others. With that, I'll catch you on the next video.